All right, everybody. Can everybody hear me okay? Testing 1, 2, 3. Simon, Douglas, Leo, Maxwell, Isla, Aria, Kai, Carter, Al, Diego, Luca. All right, sounds good. Let me start over here. Sorry about that. There's some traders on Zoom. There's some traders on Adobe. There's some traders using different share screens. So I want to make sure everything is good. Stash, Simon, Emma, Maya, Olivia, Camille, Kai, Mohammed, Noah. All right, everybody. Mateo. Earlier today, I was looking at an opportunity to trade. For those of you who don't know what we do here at DayTradeToWin, we offer software, we offer price action trading, we have a live trading room, we also focus on getting traders funded, we help them with our software. And so we have a huge group of people over 15 years that we have our clients invested in DayTradeToWin. A lot of you with lifetime licenses. I see a lot of members here in the room as well. Really, the idea behind what we do is identifying an opportunity, making sure the risk-to-reward ratio is correct, and then seeing if there's anything else conflicting. We're looking at all of these situations to make sure that what we're about to do makes sense. So this morning, and we do videos every single day, you can probably visit YouTube or Rumble or any of those channels. You can see hundreds, if not thousands, of videos that we have. Really, what I focus on is whether or not the trade I'm about to take makes sense. I'm going to share a lot of things with you today in the room. We're going to do a little bit of forecasting into the future as well to see what the rest of the year is going to look like. So I'm going to try to make this as educational as possible. When you look at a signal, whether you have the Sonic or maybe you have the Trade Scalper or the Atlas line or the At the Open, whatever signal that you have from DayTradeToWin, first, you have to see whether or not the risk-to-reward ratio makes sense. Some of the methods that we utilize, we have a little bit larger of a profit target and stop. Some of them have a smaller target and stop, depending on your scalping. If you're just looking at the Sonic system, the Sonic here provides a signal. It has the stop and it has the target. It happens again, a stop and a target, and a stop and a target. So when you see that, you ask yourself, okay, so we have a lot of these signals. Which one should I take, and whether or not it's a good idea. First, take a look at how many signals we have in the row, whether or not they're all in the same direction and they're winning trades. So I don't want to see chop. I see that we have a signal here, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, they're all short. That's a good thing. So let's get that out of the way. We have a trend. The signals, more than 1 or 2 in a row that are winners, fantastic. The second thing I look at is whether or not, if I'm going to take a trade, that the risk to reward, I'm not risking so much more overly, where the target is small and the stop is huge, because eventually it's going to catch up to you. So in this example, this trade is about 50-50, and so is this next trade here, and so is this trade here, and so is this trade. So at least 50-50, so is this one here. So when I look at a signal, I say to myself whether or not the signal makes sense where I'm risking a lot to make a little. So we'll put that aside as another rule. Lastly, I want to make sure that I'm not over trading. I always suggest that after 5 or 6 trades, even 10 trades, you should stop and see where you are. It's unnecessary for us to take all of these trades, right? We have here maybe 10 trades here in a row. I think if you took 5 or 6 out of these trades and you're up for the day, you should stop. So overtrading is not something that I recommend. And I know it's hard. We all love to trade. But look at whether or not we have multiple signals in a row, at least 2. Look at the risk to reward ratio, and then look at whether or not this is the 30th trade. And now you're going short. Obviously, we've had so many signals in the past that were winners. Entering on trade 30, that's a risk. So we want to get in after you see at least 2 winners in a row. Take the next 3, 4, 5 trades and then stop. Eventually, I was mentioning earlier, eventually the market will turn around and it's going to give you a stop loss and you're going to give some of that back. So overtrading is a big deal. And then there were some questions here in the room on TradingView, and so I brought over the TradingView chart. Some of you are on Ninja Trader, some of you are on TradingView. We have a lot of members here in the room as well that are using both Ninja Trader and TradingView at the same time, depending on what broker or what laptop you're using or what your preference is at the moment. And so you can see that the rules are exactly the same. We may have one winner, a second winner, and now we're cleared here to go short. Third, 4th, 5th, 6, 7, 8, 9, and so on. Now you can also trade this on a 5-minute chart. This is in the afternoon. This is a 5-minute chart. As long as you have 1 or 2 signals to the long side, then we can continue to take 2 or 3 more, 4, and so on until finally, let's see if we have a losing trade here. That's a winner. That's a winner. That's good. That's good. This one here. So after, let's say, 10 trades, you have finally a losing trade. So that's why I say don't overtrade. Anyone have any questions on the TradingView version or the Ninja Trader version that I'm showing you here? All right, Camille, Stella, Naomi, Olivia, Carter, Diego. Now, the one thing that I do look at is whether the entry I'm about to take, if I can get in at a better price. Now, with the Sonic system, it's not fully automated where it just trades for you. You have to place the signal. You have to see whether or not you want to make $100 or $200. And in this case, the market went up a little bit before it went down. So if you have a signal here and you're able to get a few ticks better, this is an opportunity for you to, instead of using a market order, use a limit order, because the limit order avoids the slippage. This morning I took a trade. It was a market order, so I got a terrible fill. But limit orders are the way to go to avoid that. The same thing, a same example here. If you would have jumped in at market, you may have gotten a worse fill. As you could see, the market went straight down as soon as the signal appeared. Actually, the signal appeared on the green bar. But if you waited a little bit and the market went up here, then it turned around. A couple of ticks makes a big deal, and that's what I would recommend. If you're seeing a situation like this, enter here or here or here. Don't enter there. Even though it was a winning trade, you're just in a better position, because if it loses, you're risking less. If the trade's going to be a winning trade, you're making more. All right? So that is the Sonic system. I'm going to show you the back end here of the Sonic system for those of you who are asking how it works. It's very simple. We have a lot of traders using the Sonic system, and so far the response has been very positive. The fact that it's simple and it provides the stops and the targets is a big deal, because you don't have to worry whether or not the stop is too big or the target's too big. You can see it right on the chart. But you can also adjust that if you need to. So you can see here as an example, the take profit target is at 1.5 times the ATR. So what it uses is the current market conditions to tell me whether or not the target should be larger or smaller. Now, for the scalpers, let's say that you want a very small target and you want to have more trades. So you can set this to, let's say, half the ATR, and you're going to have a lot more trades. You're constantly going to get in and out, and you see that changes it where it's a short, get out. Another short, get out. Another short, get out. Here, I'm going to expand this out so you can see it. So there's a short, and immediately you get out. And that's because the targets are based on the average true range. We're using a very small percentage of that to get in and get out. And so you can adjust this anyway. Now, what's the middle ground in something like this? Well, I recommend 1 times the ATR. I think that's a good middle ground, meaning whatever the market is moving at, let's say it's moving at 3 points or 4 points or 2 points, that would be about what your target should be, 1 times the ATR, whatever the market is moving. Does that make sense to everyone? I'm happy to explain it further if anyone has any questions. All right, excellent, Theo, thanks. Ivan, Leo, Nora. We have a filter built in. We have the ATR, which I always set to 4, so that's already defaulted. We have a stop loss ticks above or below this shaded box that you see, and that's what that ticks above or below. 5 is actually 5 ticks above or below the shaded box. And we have it to work 24 hours, or if you prefer, you just want to have it during certain hours of the day, we have here a time to trade, where signals only appear during a certain time. And believe it or not, that's really it. There's nothing else that we have to do when it comes to the Sonic system. The most important part of this entire setup, the back end, is whether or not your profit is smaller, where you want to enter and exit on a scalping type of idea, or if you want to have a larger profit target. So if I actually switch this to, let's say, 5, which I don't know what it's going to look like, that means that we have less trades, but the trades are for much larger profit targets. So we have a trade from here to here that is 5 points, because that would be 5 times the ATR. same thing from here to here, 7 points. So these are very big trades, very big profit targets, and you don't have a lot of them, but the profit is larger. So I'm not sure if I would recommend this right from the get-go to have and hold on to these larger, almost like day trading swinging positions. I would much rather have 1 or 1.5 times and myself make the adjustments throughout the trade, get in, get out, manage it, and so on. I'm going to switch this back to 1.5 where I had it. Now I'm going to switch gears here a little bit. Does anyone have any questions on the Sonic trading system? Yes, it's included with mentorship. That's right, Owen. So if you're thinking about getting accelerated mentorship, we include the Sonic system lifetime access, correct? Okay. And if you're interested in TradingView as well. In case you haven't seen, we do have for the next week or two a discount of 15%. Halloween's coming up. Spooky 15 is the coupon code. Save yourself a little money, 15% off on any program. All right, Owen? All right, let me switch gears. I'm going to take this off the chart. And by the way, yes, I can show you a daily chart. Yep. So somebody wants to see a daily chart. So this is a daily chart using the Sonic system. And the rules are the same. Obviously, days take a little bit longer to follow through. So it's a much, much larger profit target. You're holding on to positions overnight if you can do that. This is a 105-point trade that we're currently in. 105 points is pretty good. We covered that, Simon, the consecutive days during our training. Just join our training or ask the question in our live trading room. You take a look at a trade like this. Obviously, the first day, the market went down. The second day, we're about break even. The third day, the fourth day, the fifth day, this is where you want to trail a stop. So if you're in this current trade right here, what you're looking at is as soon as you entered, it went up. Maybe you want to take profit or trail a stop. It went down, and now it's on its way back up. It hasn't hit the stop, it hasn't hit the target. So this is still a trade to the long side that we're still in. Okay? The same thing on this one here. The previous trade, very long time, but the profit target on this is huge. So I forgot who asked me about the daily chart. I have to look. There's so many questions here coming through, but I think it was Owen. Owen, you're going to see that immediately it went in your favor, then it went against you for 2 days, and now it hit the target. So I think of swing trading using the Sonic system as a great opportunity to get in a couple of days, maybe a week, maybe 2 weeks, depending on the market that you're trading. This is the E-mini, but it could be the Dow, it could be crude oil, it could be gold, it could be a lot of different markets. Stocks, yes, you can trade it on stocks. You can trade it on stocks, yes. Okay, so this is what you're seeing here, swing trading using the Sonic system for, I think it was Owen who asked. All right, I'm going to switch gears here. I'm going to remove here the Sonic off of the chart. We're going to stick here to a daily chart. I'm going to show you what we're looking at as we get into the end of the year.
Want to learn more? Visit DayTradeToWin.com and get started with a free member account, which includes access to our trials, including the ABC software. Start learning the right way by using price action and avoid using conventional indicators. We offer unique strategies and proprietary software, including the Sonic system. Join Accelerated Mentorship and get instant access to all our software. Let's get you set up in the next training.